All right, so let's get this part 3 going. Now, check this out. Mike Tyson was talking one day. He was asked, he wasn't even really asked, so he was asked, but it was like, you know how somebody asks you something to tell you, like, I know you did that, right? Like they're not really asking you, they're just trying to have you confirm it, but they're asking you like they know, they already know the answer. So that's how he was asked about beating the Klitschko's. Mike Tyson, I don't know, man. He said, those guys, I don't know if I ever would have been good enough to beat those guys. I don't know. Mike Tyson, out of his own mouth, says, I couldn't beat Ali. I posted the receipts for y'all. He said, plain and simple, one thing Mike Tyson says, see, I could dish it out, but I don't know if I could take it. You know what I find funny is y'all never mention the critiques that Mike Tyson give himself. Y'all never mention anything that your favorite fighters will admit that doesn't show superiority to another fighter. No, let's act like we didn't hear that. Okay, so cool. So even his upbringing. Do you know about Floyd's upbringing? Yeah. So I heard grown people coming in, grown ass, man, this fucked up how they treat Mike. This fucked up how the system did Mike. Mike Tyson, out of his mouth, says he don't like the person he used to be. I used to rob people. He say he don't like the person he used to be. Then all of a sudden you'll see him one time, you might hear him say, they say, what would you change about your life? Nothing, because if I didn't change anything, I wouldn't be the person I am today. You think he wanted to go to jail? You think he wanted to be accused of rape if he didn't actually do it? I mean, are you stupid or are you dumb? So all of these things that y'all say, I grew up in a neighborhood, man, motherfuckers was getting shot on a regular basis. Somebody was always losing their life. It was beef, always something going on. Only thing I've ever been guilty of was whooping ass. That's it. I ain't never been no drug dealer. I ain't never been no gangbanger. I had beef with gangbangers, okay? I never been no fucking criminal, but I ain't never, ever, been no, I don't give a fuck about all that. I'm a blood. Fuck what you are. Fuck, I don't care about none of that shit. I never gave a fuck about that. I live in a neighborhood where this is what's going on. And either you sink or swim. Simple. Y'all act like Mike Tyson, the only person, grew up in a fucking house with one parent or no parents or whatever the fuck. Man, we all done had our fucking share of bullshit. But y'all baby these motherfuckers. Y'all, Holyfield, all of the motherfuckers done had their shit. But Mike Tyson, like he said, right? How he admitted how he was heading button Holyfield, but he got the sympathy for it. That's who y'all are. I'm not. You know how many famous people I done met? How many famous people I've seen with them right now as I went my way, they went their way? Do you know how many? I don't give a fuck. I got a cousin that used to fight as well. And he done sparring with a lot of fucking people, got pictures with motherfuckers and all that shit. Man, we ain't glazing these motherfuckers, man. We not walking around posting pictures up to show you, oh, I met this guy. Fuck them. Nigga, without an audience, you don't have a career. But y'all are so used to being fucking slaves and being fucking buyers instead of sellers that that's all y'all know. That's the highlight of y'all day. That's the highlight of y'all weekend. Not taking your kids to the amusement park, not going to have fun and having a family outing. No, that is your whole life. Sitting there glued to a fucking TV, arguing with motherfuckers in your comment sections on their fucking pages. And that's the only thing that make y'all happy in life, is watching and praising somebody else. Y'all don't have a fucking life. And this is why y'all act the way y'all do. Ain't nobody trying to hear that shit. One thing that I respect, and I'll say this shit. I'm nobody's fucking fan. I don't go on these niggas' channels. Be watching these shit. Sometimes somebody will ask me to check something out, and I'll check it. I ain't got nothing personal against these motherfuckers, but one thing that I respect that Boxing Ego does, he block you stupid motherfuckers. And then y'all be bitching about him. Man, he be blocking me, man. You that much of a pussy that you just want attention? How about you show some fucking respect if you go on his channel then? If you don't agree with what he's saying, keep it to yourself. Create your own channel and then say what the fuck you want. How about that? Because y'all be coming in comment sections trying to act tough, trying to talk like you suck dick for a living. Who the fuck you think care about what you say? Shakur Stevenson thinks he's better than Ray Robinson. That's that man's business. That's Shakur Stevenson's business. Do I think he was? No. Y'all been sitting here comparing him to Floyd. He's no Floyd. He's not even close to being what Floyd was. Not even close. But y'all keep, he's the, Terrence Crawford is not close to Floyd. He's no fucking Floyd. He's a good fighter, solid fighter, but he's no Floyd. But y'all keep, every generation want to have their version that's better than what whoever was popping in the generation before them. And that's all this shit is. And y'all don't know what the fuck y'all be talking about, but that's y'all opinions. So the funny thing is, y'all quick to doubt somebody's resume. But I'm like, are y'all really like on drugs like Mike Tyson? Y'all sit there chewing mushrooms all day? Because if you look at Floyd's fucking resume and look at Terrence Crawford, that shit is laughable. What the fuck do y'all be talking about? You think I'm a Floyd Mayweather fan because I'm speaking the facts? I don't give a fuck on a personal level about no fucking what. I'm not friends with this nigga. I've never met him, don't know him, don't care to meet him, don't care to know him. I don't give a fuck. I'm not like y'all. If y'all saw these niggas, yo, can I get a picture? And all y'all talking shit about Floyd will be, y'all be begging for a picture, an autograph. That's the type of bitches that y'all are. I don't care about none of that shit. I give you the boxing news. I'm that motherfucker that go to work. Good morning. Hey, good afternoon. Hey, enjoy the rest of your day. How many kids he got? I don't know. Is he married? I don't know. Where does he live? I don't know. Is he from here? Y'all get me? I don't run around like a bunch of hoes like y'all. Everything I do got to be for everybody to see. For everybody. Nah, it's nobody's fucking business. Check this out. Me and my cousin was talking about Sugar Ray Leonard and Floyd Mayweather, right? Because he asked me, he said, cuz, he said, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. He said, I was watching, he says, you know what, man? I watched Floyd without people in my ear. He said, and this is the conclusion I came to. That motherfucker adjusted to everybody. He said, you know, and I'm watching Floyd, but people telling me, oh, Floyd, this, that. He said, but I'm like, yo, this motherfucker was nice. He said, man, and then he saw the video of Ray Leonard saying that his brother is telling him, I don't think you would have beat Floyd. I don't think you'd have been able to really hit him. Now, Mike Tyson, Floyd, Roy Jones tell you Mike wouldn't have been able to hit him. He could have beat Mike. But you believe that? Do you really believe that? He said the same shit I told you, motherfuckers, and this was yesterday. I told y'all this years ago. He said, man, I watched him when he fought Kevin Howard. Man, Kevin Howard ain't nowhere near no fucking Floyd Mayweather. Kevin Howard, he dropped Ray Leonard, and yo, he was giving Ray Leonard trouble. And what did Ray Leonard do? He retired again. Yeah, he retired after that fight. Y'all got, yeah, but he wasn't in his prime no more? He wasn't in his prime no more? No, that's why he retired. Okay, you dumb motherfuckers. Do y'all realize he fought Marvin Hagler after the Kevin Howard fight? Do you understand that? But he was washed up though, right? Then when he wasn't washed up, but like I'm saying, like, shut the fuck up. That's my whole point with y'all. And I said, yo, cuz, I'm like this. I don't really care what people think. I don't care. I said, but me, I look at the fighter. I don't give a fuck about the voices. I don't care about the opinions. I'm looking at the fighters. I said, I'm going to say this shit. All that little shoe shine shit, that bolo fancy shit, he ain't hitting Floyd with that shit. Like Ray Leonard said, I would have to empty my whole tool bag to beat Floyd. There's no one way to beat Floyd. I can't even see anybody beating Floyd. Y'all saw the video. But Roy Jones and you want to argue that Ray would have won. I don't give a fuck if you think Ray would have won. And the whole point that people are overlooking, this is not the fact that Ray Leonard, Roy gave his opinion that Ray Leonard would beat him. It's the fact that he continues. This has been years of this guy constantly bringing up Floyd Mayweather's name. This is not even a fact of just somebody bringing Floyd up, but he don't avoid the conversation. He is other things he won't get into, but he constantly brings up Floyd. He constantly talks shit about Floyd. Floyd this, Floyd that, Floyd that, right? But it's always who Floyd can't beat. Floyd wouldn't have did this person was, but yet Roy could have beat anybody according to Roy, right? Okay, so when I say, well, James Toney said if he would have trained for you, nobody would never hurt you. Why didn't you respond to that? And don't give me no pussy ass excuse like, well, I already fought him, so what? So fucking what? He still called you out. Antonio Tarver, he stood there and said Roy Jones was considered unbeatable until he faced me. Right? Now, like I said in another video, go tell Antonio Tarver he only beat Roy because Roy was 36. Because they were the same fucking age. Go tell Antonio Tarver his accomplishments meant nothing. He caught Roy at the right time. Go tell Tarver that shit. Now, let's see if Tarver standing here and agree with that bullshit coming out your mouths. That's my whole thing with all this. From this year to this year, this guy was, yeah, I know, because they all got their asses whooped. And I told y'all, if Antonio Tarver didn't fight Roy Jones, nobody would even, like, who? Who's Antonio Tarver? Yeah, that's what it would have been. But he fought Roy and he beat Roy. And then he said, Floyd is such a smart, he's a thinker. Like me, we're thinkers. He put himself in that mix. See, this is what I'm saying. So why is Roy Jones not calling out Antonio Tarver? Why is he not calling out James Toney? And see, that's my thing. Tarver's like, well, if they do fight, I tell you what, I want the winner, right? Okay, check this out, y'all. Roy Jones always talking about he stay in shape, he wide open, he stay ready. Right, but it's funny how he don't take nothing up on the office. He don't say nothing about anybody else that says anything about him. Do you know how many fucking videos we can pull up right now of people saying they don't think Roy Jones is as good as people said simply because, I mean, I saw that he was talented and all, but look who he did it against. And I tell everybody, Roy Jones was a talented motherfucker. He was a bad motherfucker. No matter who Roy fought, I was always rooting for Roy to win. But unlike you, I'm not a fan. So if Roy Jones is, and look at how many years he's been doing this shit. And I'm like, yo, why this motherfucker keep talking about Floyd so bad, man? Like, and it's like, damn, okay, I give the boxing news. Nigga, I got the right to talk about whatever the fuck I want to talk about. So Roy Jones can get in his feelings because Floyd Mayweather don't have Ali in his fucking top 5. That's his excuse? I'm mad because of what you said about another man. So what? He don't have Ali in his top 5. So what? Everybody, oh man, Roy was the most amazing fighter I've never seen. Yeah, okay. And he still got his ass whooped. And like I said, no matter what era or time of his career, when you put Floyd or any of them, he's the only one. Andre Ward's undefeated. Why is nobody being compared to Andre Ward? In fact, speaking of Andre Ward, I remember I was watching Floyd Mayweather Sr. and Jeff Mayweather was talking. They was asking, fantasy fight, who wins? Rocky Marciano or Andre Ward? Okay, Floyd Sr., I don't remember what Jeff said so much. I remember, because, you know, Jeff be laughing all the time. I don't remember what the fuck he said. But I remember Floyd Sr. said Andre Ward would have whooped Marciano's ass. Oh, the comment section. Woo! Whoa! So this is what I'm saying. And I'm not being funny, and I'm just being straight up. Marciano could punch. Okay, there's a lot of people that can punch. He had no footwork, flat-footed, no head movement, nothing. And for his era, he did what he did. Marciano was not one of them fighters that you can just put in any era of time and he would have been just as effective, man. He was 188 fucking pounds, and he basically had that style. Bro, when I'm watching him, there's several fighters, and not just from that era. I mean, it's every era. There's always fighters I saw that I did not see the way everybody else is talking about them. Now, my thing is, why you gotta call Floyd Sr. an asshole? Oh, he's delusional. This nigga's punch drunk. He's this. Why? Because he has an opinion. I can sit here and break down the criticisms of Rocky Marciano. Every fucking fighter has had them. I don't care about what you think about a fighter. Now, if we are all in agreement on something, that's cool. If we disagree on something, that's cool. But your explanations are not facts. I'm giving you facts. I'm not giving you I'm giving you my opinion based on the facts, but I'm giving you facts. So right now, we're not talking about I haven't talked about my opinion the entire time as far as who I think would want to fight so much. But like when I said, Roy Jones, Floyd will whoop your ass. I mean that shit. I believe that. I believe he would whoop his ass. When Floyd fought Logan Paul, Mike Tyson's like, this guy's crazy. This guy's like 200 pounds. He's fighting like they don't know how to give Floyd credit. So they try to criticize him because it's like, what the fuck? Like when Mike Tyson's sitting there, you know what? No matter what we say about Floyd, he's in that jam. Right, while you sitting there eating mushrooms. And so, let me tell you, this is definitely the comment of a motherfucker that don't know shit about fighting. If you think discipline is an attribute that's not important, and say Mike Tyson lacked the discipline, but he did this and that and fought much bigger guys. He fought a bunch of 6'6" pussies. These motherfuckers don't know how to fight. This is Razor Ruddock was the most one-dimensional one. All that motherfucker had that little stupid smash uppercut. And every time before he throw it, what did he do? He stood there, leaning over. That's why he got dropped throwing that shit. Razor Ruddock was an underachiever, never accomplished shit. Motherfucker had power, but no direction. What the fuck was special about? Okay, and Tommy Morrison knocked him out. Lennox Lewis knocked. He was nothing. Bone Crusher. Oh, because they call him Bone Crusher. That's scary to you? Might give a fuck about all that. Oh, remember James the Heat Kitchen? Yeah, I know they were all just human beings. You guys are the ones making them to be out something different. Remember Roy Jones? He knocked out Tommy Hearns. Angelo Dundee said, "You're blowing it, son." Tommy Hearns. Like, why you say Thomas Hearns' name like this motherfucker? You know, like he's some Marvel superhero. He's a human being. That's all. Yeah, Iran Barkley knocked him out too. Yeah, but he went up. So what? Is Thomas Hearns the only motherfucker that went up? And he went up past 160. He went all up the fucking cruiserweight. Come on, man. It's funny how y'all make these excuses for these fighters. So he went up and he got knocked out. But guess what? So did Roberto Duran go up. And he fought that same guy, Iran Barkley. And guess who won? Roberto Duran. So what? And Roberto Duran came from fucking lightweight. So what are we talking about? Y'all make so many excuses. But for every yin, there's a yang. And for every fucking stupid comment y'all make, y'all debunk your own bullshit because your logic is pure shit. Your logic is pure shit. Y'all don't speak facts. All y'all speak is y'all fucking opinions. And that's all y'all do. So when you talk about Mike Tyson fighting dudes way bigger than him, so fucking what? Nikolai Valuev was the biggest boxer we ever seen, right? But y'all say he was trash. So, now all of a sudden size matters, right? When you want to try to make Mike look good. Big deal, he fought people bigger than him. So what? Everybody was bigger than Holyfield. Even if he fought a motherfucker the same height, Holyfield physically was small. So what's your point? He wasn't even a natural heavyweight. And that same Holyfield beat the shit out of Mike Tyson twice to the point he bit the motherfucker. But he was headbutting him. Well, to be honest, I was headbutting him too. But I got the sympathy. Yeah, what you said about headbutts? Yeah, exactly. Y'all be on bitch shit. And that's the whole shit. I'll be dropping facts. Y'all over here getting y'all feelings. Yeah, well, suck a dick. Well, they ain't telling you nothing. That's what y'all do. Y'all used to it. That's what y'all like. Nah, go suck a racist one. How about that? Nah, y'all bitch me. Y'all like that too. Bottom line, that's what y'all are. Pussies that make excuses. Come on with this shit, man. I done been a part of shit, man, where things didn't work out the way we wanted it to. And I didn't point no fucking fingers. You got to redirect people to understand things is not going to always happen the way we want it to. Even when we train. I used to tell motherfuckers, you know what's funny how people are in your life, then you don't see them. I done had fighters say to me, man, you know what's crazy, man? I remember you was training one time, like, and I had never saw you fight at the time, so I ain't know what you could do. But there was these two trainers, and I, yeah, and they not doing so good in life right now. And I'm not laughing at that, but fuck both of them. I could laugh at it because they were scumbags, but I'm saying I don't. You know, bottom line, they're not doing so good right now, health wise or financially. All right, they fucked up. But these two trainers was telling fighters behind my back that he gonna get y'all knocked out because this and this and this and this and this, right? Now, here go the funny thing. And talking to this dude, he said, but y'all, he said, nah, the shit that you was showing us, people wasn't up on a lot of that shit, but it was working. And they was just trying to take it from us, like, nah, that's wrong, that's right. I said, yeah, that's what they do. I said, and before I get to that, he told me how they were saying, like, I'm coming from the southpaw stance. I can fight orthodox or southpaw. Okay, it's nothing. But I'm naturally right-handed. He fight wrong. Your power hands will be behind you because this and this and this. Okay, so you're going to come into my life and try to change who I am and what I am instead of enhancing and adding. No, you want me to strictly... No, fuck you. Give me your best fighters. Watch what I do to them. Now, what ends up happening? I knocked all these fucking fighters out. I beat their asses and showed them that that shit they talking don't work against me. And if I'm showing you something that you're not used to, it's not wrong. It's just you're not used to it. There's people that use different techniques. Look at Lomachenko's footwork. Look at Floyd Mayweather's footwork. Look at Muhammad Ali's footwork. Look at Pernell Whitaker's footwork. Okay, look at Sugar Ray Leonard's footwork. All of them have different ways of using their footwork. All of them have different ways of how they defend, how they throw their punches, what type of, you can't sit here and say, now throwing punches incorrectly, yes. Not having footwork or just like, you can't stand and move, yeah, but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about a person telling you you're not supposed to do this. If that's the case, Roy Jones shouldn't have been a fighter. Ali shouldn't have been a fighter because they did so many things that you was told not to do. So if they're teaching fighters to fight like them, they're going to be told they're teaching them wrong. Now, you're telling me your technique is better than mine, but I beat all your fucking fighters easily. And all that bullshit that you're trying to tell me is not working at all against me. So who was actually wrong? You see, and so these guys are like, nah, like we got to say, hey, listen. It's not like I was your coach or I was just showing you guys shit that you asked me, why was I doing this and that, or how you do this and that. Even the way I hit the bag. Like, I can hit the speed bag either way. But when I'm throwing punches, right? Okay, your rhythm. Speed bag is for your rhythm. And people would say, you can say timing, but not really. I'm going to tell you why. I can hit the speed bag without looking at it because I can hear it. Right? You hear that shit. I don't have to look at it. But when I'm fighting, I'm not hitting anybody like this. So when I hit the speed bag, I hit it just like I'm throwing punches. And it's the same. Right? Okay. Yeah, but you support. No, fuck you. You do it the way you do it. I've never told a person you're hitting the bag wrong doing this. No. I know in a fight, I'm not hitting anybody with the back of my fucking hand. When I'm hitting the double end bag, I know people do that little pit pat. The thing is to work. You're moving, okay? First of all, when you fight a person, nobody's head is going to be doing this, okay? Their head is moving. You understand what I'm saying to you? So I have my ways and my techniques of doing things. That's why it took certain trainers to understand, nah, you got to work with him the way he fight because he's versatile as fuck. But you're trying to take shit away from him because you think it's wrong because you old school. That's why I agreed 100% with Elisa Baumgartner when she said old school trainers only know how to train you one way. And that's true. That's my point. They think one way that's all they know. I never skipped any of the basic fundamentals or none of that shit. You understand? So for me, it's all about perfecting your craft. I'm not some fucking lab rat. Experiment. No. We know what works and we know how to get it done. And all of the motherfuckers that have something negative to say, at some point came around like, yo, man, and apologized for, yo, I didn't understand at the time or shit like that. And I'm like, yo, because I told these motherfuckers, man, y'all bring these bum-ass fighters in here talking about how good they are and they this and that. You gonna get your fighters fucked up fucking with, and they didn't understand that. Because when you go to a gym, a lot of times people, they're not really friendly. You come in and the fighters looking at you like, you know, so I ain't coming to that motherfucker trying to high five motherfuckers, and I'm coming to that motherfucker to train and whatever. Now we got a problem. Let's handle it. And all of a sudden you realize you got the respect of everybody. Because it's something about you when you do things differently. You just stand out differently from people. So in their minds, who this nigga think he is? Then you show them who the fuck you are. Oh, now we know who he is. And at the end of the day, it's like, well, damn. Who the fuck teaches you in the gym to fight the way Pacquiao fights? They don't teach you that unorthodox shit that he does. That's the way he fight. You gonna tell him he fights wrong? So now, let's break this down. Let's look at Pacquiao, who's coming back to fight for a world title. Like, what is he, 47 now? 47, 48, whatever he is, okay. So can Roy Jones come back right now? Could he have came back at 48? No. He couldn't beat Journeyman at 48. Roy Jones said the deterioration of his body came when he lost 25 pounds of muscle. So after losing 25 pounds of muscle, that's what just caused everything to go away. That's the excuse that he used. I believe losing 25 pounds of muscle hurt him. I strongly believe that. But Roy Jones became flat-footed. Look when he fought John Ruiz. He wasn't like really, he was moving here and there. He was using the referee to buy time, kept going behind the referee. Every time they would clinch, they would break, he would go behind him. He would walk and get distance. That's all he was doing. John Ruiz is a big pussy. John Ruiz was the worst heavyweight. John Ruiz, let me tell you something. If y'all don't know how John Ruiz became champion, him and Holyfield fought for the vacant WBA title. Holyfield was 38. He was washed. Holyfield had reserve because he has experience. That's why later on, it's like, damn, this motherfucker, remember, he was losing fights and then all of a sudden started winning again. And he had that surgery on his shoulder. But that's how he got the belt. And then he had another, he lost the first one. And I think he beat Holyfield the next two, or either, yeah, I think he beat him the next two times. You see what David Tua did to him? You understand, John Ruiz was a trash fighter. James Toney even beat him. All right, John Ruiz was garbage. So my point in that is this. When Roy Jones says he wants to go up, he wanted to do what that guy, Fitzsimmons, whatever, forget what he did, and he wanted to, okay, here's the thing. When Roy Jones was trying to call out Mike Tyson the first time, right? Mike had a belt, I think, then. The second time, Mike had no belt. He wanted to fight Mike. So going up to fight a heavyweight and win with no belt is not going up to fight and win a title. You understand what I'm saying? So it was just the fact of fighting Mike Tyson. It was the payday because Mike didn't have a belt then. Mike was retired or whatever, supposed to be retired. That's what Roy Jones said they told him. Here's what I'm saying to you. When Roy Jones says, I would have beat Mike Tyson and anybody else that they put in front of me, you think that's not a fair question to say, well, why did you pick John Ruiz instead of Lennox Lewis? You understand what I'm saying? You could have fought anybody better than shit. I mean, it was a title, and it was cool. Like, we all saw, when John Ruiz got the belt, we was like, are you shitting me, man? Because, like, it was, look, man, Holyfield was washed. You know what Roy Jones said about fighting Holyfield? He said he had nothing to gain by fighting Holyfield now because Holyfield's past his prime. Okay, well, that's who John Ruiz beat for the belt. Why you didn't fight Ike Ibeabuchi? I mean, I know you and Chris Bird friends, so okay, I guess y'all don't want to fight, but I mean, you was friends with Mike McCallum also, right? So what I'm saying, but there's way better competition that he could have fought that didn't have a belt either. But if you wanted to, it's not like you went up and beat the best heavyweight. This is the point what I'm saying. You beat a heavyweight. So that's the accomplishment, is that he beat a heavyweight, okay, for a belt. But that heavyweight was garbage. I give Roy props because he was naturally the smaller guy, and he went up and he won that fight, because he could have very easily lost just because Ruiz was too big, but he didn't. Ruiz was garbage. And everybody that knows John Ruiz know he's garbage. So my point, you make it seem like this motherfucker went up and beat Lennox Lewis, or even a Hassan Rahman, or Ike Ibuchi, somebody that would have, that's what I'm saying. He fought the worst motherfucker that you could find that just happened to have a belt. No different from Trevor Bryant and Bermane Stiverne fighting for a belt. So this is what I'm saying. Like, you guys be saying shit like, if we analyze shit. So here's my thing, right? Who the fuck ever brings John Ruiz's name up? He could have fought Raymond Brewster. He could have, Clinch, he could have fought. There's so many people he could have fought. So if it was about becoming the champion, yeah, let me find the easiest route that I possibly can. So when he sit here and tell you, he told Shannon Sharp he'd have beat Mike Tyson and anybody else that they put in front of him. Why is it okay for him to say that shit, but it's not okay for Floyd to say the same thing? And the thing is, right, is it fact just because he said it? No. But it's fact that he got 10 fucking losses on his record. It's fact that he was losing to Journeyman. It's fact that he got officially knocked the fuck out by Tarver when they was the same age. So you can't pull that he was old shit. But see, that's what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm saying. And business-wise, the moves he made and who he beat, and y'all gotta, be real with yourselves. If you, as a fight fan, okay, let me say it like that, not a fighter fan, as a fight fan, if you can be honest, and that's why I say fight, not fighter fan, because you fighter fans, y'all can't be honest. Y'all fight fans that will sit and look and dissect shit and break their who's who, break everything down. That's what you do to try to determine the winner. If you got just a little bit of bias in you, that little bit of bias will have you saying stupid shit. Simply because you're trying to find some kind of way to boost the guy that you want to see win. I never have to do that. Why do I use Terry Norris, for example? Because, like I said, there's no fighter that I like more than Terry Norris. Roy Jones, Leonard, Ali, all of them. That's what you guys don't understand. Because I like these dudes as fighters, I'm not going to make excuses. Once again, I say, a focused Terry Norris, that motherfucker was dangerous. But Terry Norris had a history of losing focus and losing the fight because he blew it all on his own. He just had a hat, and you want to know what? Terry Norris admits that about himself. Yeah. He admits that about himself. But my thing is, you guys want to make whatever it is you like. If you like a genre of movie, it's the best movie out. If you like DC, oh, Marvel sucks, it's all about DC. If you like Jordans, every other pair of sneakers suck except for Jordans. Everything you like is the best. That's this stupid, foolish mentality that y'all have. And again, it doesn't matter what you say. You can say Mike Tyson was more explosive than Floyd. You can say Roy was more explosive than Floyd. You can say Canelo was more explosive than Floyd. But y'all can't say that because he got his ass kicked, so y'all go with the age bullshit. But at the same time, they all got their ass kicked. So it don't matter what you say. You are giving your opinions. It's like watching bodybuilding, and you got a guy with a pot belly, but he got little stomach muscles in there, but somehow he wins. Who cares? You can have the same exact fucking bodybuilders on that stage and different judges, and all of a sudden you get a different outcome. So who really had the best physique? Like, you understand? I don't give a fuck, but you understand the analogy I'm using. So when you sit here and use the eye test and say this guy was this, who gives a fuck, man? Pacquiao was also more explosive than Floyd. What the fuck is your point? What is your fucking point? And it's the thing. I don't even have to say, yeah, but Pretty Boy Floyd, he was more explosive. Yeah, but it don't matter. Because Pretty Boy, Money Mayweather, stayed undefeated. And he did what he did. Like I said, I'm gonna reiterate that. Floyd did what he did against top-level dudes. He did that against Hall of Fame fighters. He did that shit against all-time great fighters. And he made all of them look the same. None of them. They all look the fucking same. Look, even like my man, I just forget this dude's name. He fought David Corrales too. But the one guy, everybody, oh, Floyd really lost, all that. Yeah, I know, right. Floyd fought that motherfucker and broke his hand. Hurt his hand, whatever. Rematch, nobody ever talks about, do they? Yeah, because he kicked his ass more decisively in the second fight. But the first fight, I don't think Floyd lost that fight. I feel like Floyd got hit more than people was used to seeing, and he wasn't throwing his punches as much as he was because he had hurt his hand. But basically, y'all looking at volume. Y'all ain't looking at how all that shit was missing. I don't feel like he lost that fucking fight, but y'all can cry about it. Y'all know no matter how much y'all cry, you can get 1,000 people in the comment section to all agree he's still 50-0. And all this shit. So let's talk about how many fucking fights that people feel that Canelo lost. Yeah, but Canelo fans will shut the fuck up when it comes to that, right? It doesn't matter. See, and that's why I'm saying all this shit. Oh, man, Serrano got robbed. Yeah, I know, 3 times, right? Yeah. Your point is what? When I say Amanda Serrano keeps stressing and emphasizing, talking about headbutt, you see the one headbutt that they showed clearly? Who caused it in the third fight? Amanda Serrano. Reading in. There was no headbutts. There were accidental head clashes. Oh, now all of a sudden, Katie Taylor. You know what's funny? Before she kicked Serrano's ass, y'all was saying Katie Taylor and Serrano were the 2 best fighters, female fighters. Y'all was trying to leave Shields out, which doesn't matter. Y'all delusional as fuck. But what's funny is not one of y'all was calling her a dirty fighter. Amanda Serrano wasn't calling her dirty, none of that. And she even said she see her and Katie's the 2 best. Right, but now all of a sudden she's a dirty fighter when she fight you. Well, if she's a dirty fighter, why would you continue to call her, the best or the second best? Because Shields is not known for headbutting and doing dirty shit, right? So that's my point. You guys make excuses up. And you say shit that you want people to agree with. Doesn't matter. I don't need you to agree with me. What people are agreeing with is facts. Anybody can sit here and say words. Anybody. But what's true about it? What's factual? The impact of everything. Y'all was talking about, why Floyd made Canelo fight at the catch bench. Floyd and him fought at the catch weight. And Canelo said the weight was no problem. Floyd was just a better fighter. Oh, but Canelo fans can't handle that shit. And to this very fucking day, Canelo Alvarez keeps saying the guy he want to fight the most out of everybody is who? Floyd Mayweather. Yeah. Not Terrence Crawford. Not Jamal Charlo. Nobody else. Not David Benavidez. Floyd Mayweather. You think that fucking you think that shit don't bother him? He's living in fucking Canelo's head rent-free. And he beat Canelo. And here's the thing. Canelo was like, out of all these legends he beat, Canelo was like one of his easiest wins. He made Pacquiao look mediocre too. All of them. You get there trying to pit-pat with me, I'm going to knock you the fuck out. So you would never catch me running up talking about, oh man, this motherfucker red. Nah, I'm going to cut the ring off on you. And I'm saying you can't punch, your punches didn't hurt. Nah, you're not going to hit me with no pit-pat and not get knocked the fuck out. Something on you getting broke, your ribs, something fucked up on you. So a dude can't punch, but you scared to attack him. Because you getting hit with shots that you don't see. And when even if you say those punches don't hurt, you bulldoze that motherfucker like Sean Porter did Paulie Malignaggi. So all of this talking, see, that's what I mean about you repeating stupid shit. Y'all don't think about nothing. Y'all just hear some shit. Oh, he's talking in favor of the guy I like. I like this nigga. Let me go repeat that on somebody's chat. And then make a fool out yourselves. I'm going to bring this video to an end. And I got one more that I'm going to add to it. So I can upload these bitches, and I got some work to do. This shit is fun for me. You know what I'm saying? It's fun for me. And the real ones understand it. But as usual, you always got some fake pussy bitches that can't help it. Y'all a bunch of Oscar De La Hoyas out here wearing pumps and stockings and shit, and wigs and lipstick. Y'all a bunch of bitch-made dudes. Because y'all getting in y'all feelings talking, but y'all don't even think about what y'all saying. You run with stupid narratives. I'm giving you nothing but fucking facts. I'm giving you nothing but fucking facts. Like I said, what is that for Mike Tyson to hate about Floyd? You know what? That's why I don't like him. I watched that whole episode. He hate him. That's why I like us. He's always in that gym. Right, exactly. Because you want to catch him slipping. What he's saying is like somebody's ops going, every time I try to run down on this nigga, nigga got security with him, or he got, I can't catch him by myself. You know, when I got my gun and he by his, yeah, they can't catch you slipping. They can't get, he's always in the gym. He's dedicated. And the same discipline. Let me get back to that point before I fucking, in this video. If you think discipline is not a strong trait, not only, I already know you don't know shit about boxing, you're just a fan, and you talk to people that y'all have common interests and, agree on the same thing, so you think you know something about boxing. If you think that discipline is a small trait, that's not something that causes a huge, you are a fucking fool. Because it takes discipline for you to fight and stick to a game plan. It takes discipline for you to get in tip-top shape. It takes discipline for you to make weight. All of that discipline in the fight through pain. Avoid getting in situations that you know don't work in your favor. That takes discipline. So the same way, the same motherfucker who got losses and got knocked out by McBride, got knocked out by Danny Williams, that same way, how he was 38 years old when this shit happened, 37 and 38 and all that, yeah, got his ass kicked by Lennox Lewis, got his ass handed to him by Evander Holyfield, got his ass handed to him when he was only 23 years old by Buster Douglas. That same dude, all y'all excuses, if you listen to it, every excuse y'all make for Mike Tyson is what? A lack of discipline. Because if he was out fucking Japanese women with Bobby Brown instead of doing what he was supposed to do before he fought Buster, that's a lack of discipline. That's his fucking problem. But y'all use it as a fucking excuse. Oh, he was going to kill Holyfield. Holyfield washed up, right? But he got his ass kicked. Oh, man, but he was in jail. He only had 2 fights since all right, I know. Another excuse. When he got his ass kicked by Lennox Lewis, same thing. Y'all all told me he was going to destroy Lennox Lewis. He was going to knock Lennox Lewis out. And all of a fucking sudden, he went there and got knocked out, just like I said he was going to, because I really couldn't see nothing he had that Lewis couldn't handle. But y'all sat up here and said all this shit, and then made excuses about Lennox Lewis being old, or Mike being old, but yet he's not older than Lennox Lewis, but somehow he was old and Lennox Lewis wasn't. Then he got his ass, kicked by McBride. He won a couple of fights in between or whatever, but he got his ass kicked by McBride, got his ass kicked by Danny Williams, and y'all made excuses. And the same way how the discipline he lacked, he's sitting there chewing mushrooms while telling you Floyd Mayweather's a gym rat. Do you understand what I'm saying? So even in it now, he's not disciplined. So if you think that because somebody's a bitch and they scared of a motherfucker, and so what? I ain't scared of shit. So because he got in front of people and they was scared before the bell even rung, so what? So what? It's a different style. One is finesse and skill, respectable power. The other was brute force, speed, and Mike was skilled. But like I said, Mike always showed me weaknesses because when fights didn't go Mike Tyson's way, he was shouldering motherfuckers, hit him low, headbutt. I seen him do all this dirty shit that somehow y'all don't see. And the first person that took him 12 rounds was Quick Tillis, a dude that imitates Muhammad Ali. Quick Tillis ain't nowhere near as good as no fucking Ali. So if we want to sit here like how y'all try to be one-sided and say, yeah, but Mike had trouble with Joe, and Joe and Mike is so, no. Joe and Mike are different. Only thing they got in common is they're fucking brawlers. They like to come forward. And that's all they know is coming forward. Other than that, no. They're different fight style. They're different. One is side to side, and one is up and down. One had footwork and moved quick. The other one was just straight ahead. You know what I'm saying? And they did shit differently. They was different. You make it seem like Mike would have beat Joe. He might have. I think Joe knocks Mike out. But bottom line is this. We will never know, and that's not important. But y'all always make that comparison, but y'all never make the comparison between Quick Tillis and Muhammad Ali. And in fact, when Greg Page knocked his ass down in sparring, see, all of this shit that y'all overlook purposely, right? Doesn't matter to me because I know what I'm saying. I prefer to talk to people that have some common sense. I don't like talking to stupid people. Stupid people don't understand logic and reason. They don't. That's why they're fucking stupid. They don't. They don't. All they have is their imagination. You got people that will tell you, they will argue a point down. They don't know what they're talking about. They're not educated enough to defend their position. You're trying to get a point across, but like, what are you saying? What are you saying that we don't know? So just like you not knowing Mike Tyson was 23, so he wasn't in his prime? Wasn't he the fucking champ when he fought Buster Douglas? Wasn't he the youngest heavyweight champ ever? And y'all always bring that up to add to his greatness, right? But he was 23, but yet 31 fights. And Canelo, like I said before, that motherfucker had 42 fights. Floyd had 44 fights. Pro fights. And he was 2 fights away from Floyd. Somehow, he's only 23. Wow. Okay. That's not what y'all was saying before the fight. That is not what y'all was saying before the fight. And y'all backtrack like a motherfucker. Y'all all ate crow behind that bullshit. Now, I'm going to bring this video to an end now. And I got one more for y'all. And we're going to complete that series. Y'all, you know, hey, the real ones, it's all love, man. It's you ignorant motherfuckers. Y'all don't listen to understand and then even do your homework. Y'all listen just to respond like women. And y'all don't know what the fuck y'all be talking about. Catch y'all guys on the next video.